This Frozen Four picks and betting preview on the college hockey experience of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up today at underdogfantasy.com, promo code TCE SGPN to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits. And it is showtime. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into a special edition of the college experience. We're talking once again NCAA hockey. Frozen Four begins tomorrow. My name is Noah Bieniek, aka 77. I'm going to host this episode. Unfortunately, Colby Dant, who was on the first Frozen Four picks episode with me just 2 weeks ago, had a busy schedule, was unable to join me for the beginning of this show. But I'm going to cut right to the chase. We've only got 2 games, and I'm going to get to picking those 2 games pretty quickly here. If you're new to the college experience and you're just tuning in for the Frozen Four, what's going on, everybody? Last year in the NCAA tournament, I went 12-3 on money lines in this thing. This year in this tournament, it's been an absolute disaster. But at the beginning of that last episode, we threw out the offer to any of you guys. We have the platform ready to go for you. Growing up, I played hockey. I know how to handicap and talk hockey. I think I have a good feel on it, but I don't pay attention to it year round. And I'm willing to do that a little bit better if we brought on a co-host or two to the college hockey experience. We have the platform built in already with Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is ready to go if somebody is willing to drive the car. I'm on the college basketball experience team every year during the winter. That show is our bread and butter. That's our moneymaker. I will have my hands on that a lot, but I am definitely willing to do weekly shows, previewing weekends and whatnot for what would be called the college hockey experience on a YouTube channel with 17K plus subscribers, weekly listener base of 20,000 plus on podcasts, podcast platforms. We are ready to go. The Batman signal is out there. Come join SGPN, become a part of the college experience team. We would love to have you. Before we get to picking some of these games, hello, friends. It's Masters Week, and Augusta's right around the corner. Begins tomorrow. SGPN is back with Splash Sports for a big contest. You can win up to $30,000 in prizes with only a $25 entry fee. Get in today over at splashsports.com/SGPN. That is splashsports.com/SGPN. Tune into the Golf Gambling Podcast, the Steffi Small Show, and or the Bottom Line Bombs podcast for all your Masters picks. And the college experience is also brought to you by Edge Boost. Have you ever had your deposit blocked by your bank right before a big bet? Ever needed cash at 2 a.m. for another shot at the tables, but you hit your ATM limit? Edge Boost has your back. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors. Edge Boost gives you fast, reliable access to your funds, making it easier to move money when you need it without the delays that come with traditional banks. Myself, personally, I've had one of these horror story experiences out in Las Vegas in person. Unfortunately, didn't notify my bank that I was traveling to Vegas. Once I tried to withdraw from ATM, it sensed fraud alert. So I had to clear it with the bank through a phone call during work hours. And I was doing that late at night on a Wednesday night prior to March Madness Thursday, trying to get down on a bunch of action. I just wasn't able to get out cash, and I didn't want to fly with 500 plus bucks because I don't know. I'm very careless with my wallet. I leave it everywhere. So for you guys that are high rollers, maybe you can move up to $250K a day while using your Edge Boost Visa debit card with unlimited withdrawals. This works 24/7 for instant deposits. You can never wait for a wire to clear again. It gets better every time you deposit into a qualified gambling account. You can earn cashback rewards up to 0.5%. All this for no usage fees and no minimum balance. Edge Boost is a debit account that makes it easy to get started with no credit checks, no minimum balance, and no usage fees. Simply verify your identity and you're ready to go. Finally, Edge Boost has a suite of responsible gambling tools to help you manage your bankroll and make informed decisions. What are you waiting for? Go over to www.edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. That is edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN. Sign up for Edge Boost today. And the college experience is also brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the Masters. Plus, there are props offered for every game. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations, and it's easy to deposit, and you get lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head over to mybookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. That is mybookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. And we are back here on the college experience talking Frozen Four picks and the first matchup here. First off, welcome to those that are joining us live on YouTube. Good chat rolling along here. John Khalifa asking, what if I know nothing about college hockey? I'm going to do my best on both games to provide you a good storyline and a handicap on both teams that are playing. 4 remaining teams this season. Mel saying, as I said before the tournament, DU. And I'm saying again, Pios do it again, baby. Mel's got Denver going back to back. And that first game is Western Michigan against Denver. Those Pios are a 1.5 puck line favorite, minus 140 on the money line. And the total here is 5.5 goals. Pretty interesting because both of these teams are tied for the nation's lead in goals per game. How they got here, Western Michigan knocked off 4-seed Minnesota State and then beat 3-seed UMass. Denver, the more battle-tested team in the NCAA tournament here, they are the 3-seed, 9th overall in the pairwise rankings. They beat number 8 in the pairwise and a 2-seed Providence, and they knocked off the number 1 overall team in the NCAA tournament. This has just been absolute madness this year. Boston College goes down to the Pioneers in that regional final. To me, this first game, 5:00 p.m. Eastern, feels like the national championship. These two programs, the two representatives of the NCHC this year, have been the best, two teams in the pairwise rankings that determined the tournament seeding from the conference. But Arizona State, just another storyline here. They can now feel pretty strongly snubbed that, they finish above Denver in the NCAHC conference standings. They went a combined 4-3 against these two teams head to head this season. Just tough blow for Arizona State, who got knocked out with 2 stolen bids, and they would have been one of the last teams in the tournament if that didn't happen. But anyways, we saw overtime hockey in 3 of the 4 matchups between the Pioneers and Broncos this season. Both teams, like I said, are tied for the nation's lead in goals scored per game. Both clubs have very different identities, though. DU has that blue chip talent with both Zeev Bouillon and Jack Devine up for the Hobie Baker Award. They're both finalists, and they have also got, for my money, the best coach currently in college hockey, and David Carl. But Western, they just play a totally different style of hockey, one that, in my opinion, compares to a military academy on the gridiron. The Broncos' back end just isn't as strong this year, and they just dominate in puck possession. And, it's really a team game for Western Michigan. In the NCHC championship game, they went to double overtime, Denver and Western Michigan in that matchup. Western had 29 more shot attempts than DU, 87-58. They outshot the Pioneers there. The consistent pressure that Denver gets in these matchups, and what I think they'll be able to do against Denver, because they've already done it before just less than a month ago, I think it causes problems for Denver on the back end with a short-handed defensive unit. I I think it neutralizes their offensive talent as well. If Denver has the puck less, then both Jack Devine, who's been one of the best forwards in the country for the past 2 years, and Zeev Bouillon, who's very talented as a two-way defender, both of those guys get less time to really shine and put the puck in the back of the net for DU. And that's why I find it really interesting that the total here is 5.5. But I'm going to take you to Western Michigan. I think they win this game. Add in Alex Bump, this team's star player who leads the nation in shot attempts. He's got 47 points on the year, 23 goals, 24 assists. Plus this program, this fan base's hunger. This is their first Frozen Four appearance. There are going to be plenty of people there rather than, I still think Denver is going to have a great presence in St. Louis, but they've been there, done that. Sometimes just as a fan base, you get comfortable. I still think they're going to have a great presence, but Western's hungry. They're going to have a lot of fans in the St. Louis area ready to go for this one. You can just feel it. I think they'll have some momentum to build off of after getting out of that Fargo regional. Denver, I love that program. I have for years. They knock off Providence, BC. I think they're the more battle-tested team that got to this point to face off against Western Michigan to avenge their NCHC title loss to the Broncos. But I just think Western Michigan's been the better team all year. This isn't like basketball or any other sport where a star or two can win the game. I like Western, who's operated better as a team the entire year. I think the Broncos, they rise to the occasion here in St. Louis, and they knock off Denver, and they play not only in their first Frozen Four, but they play for their program's first ever national championship. That is my prediction for this game. I do have, so over on DraftKings, you can find what they deem as like goalie props. I don't see any like saves, but if there were saves, I would play it on Denver's goalie. He's been stellar so far in this tournament. I think he's only given up one goal. And I think that Western is going to be able to control the pace of this game and how this game is played, and a lot of it will be in the defensive end of that Denver team. So I think there'll be plenty of shots on net for Denver to have to be able to save. I would take the over there on a prop or a player projection over on Underdog Fantasy, who's one of our great partners with the college experience. You can jump over there right now and win up to 100x your entry over on Underdog Pick'em. And sign up today with the promo code TCE SGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCE SGPN. And SGPN's also with Rhythm, your home for AI backed picks and props. They now have their Major League Baseball model live. Plus, they have models for NBA and golf. So it feels good. It feels like you're cheating with their models. It's super simple to set up, very easy to understand. Rhythm has some amazing deals going on right now. 25% off a monthly subscription with promo code SGPN25 and 50% off an annual subscription with the promo code SGPN50. That is Rhythm, promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50, RITHMM Rhythm. And we're home free on the college experience, talking college hockey. The Frozen Four is this weekend, baby. Thursday and the national championship on Saturday, the April the 12th. The second game, the night game on Monday, is Penn State against Boston University. And Penn State, to get to this point, they had a little bit of a home regional, you could call it, in Allentown, Pennsylvania. It was only a 3-hour drive. Maine, they just totally shut down one of the best teams in hockey all season long out of the Hockey East, the best conference this season. Then they back it up by beating another Hockey East team that also was pretty close in proximity to the Allentown Regional in UConn. And then BU, to get to this point, they knocked off a 3 seed Ohio State, who kind of heated up. I don't know if heated up is the correct word, but they were 12th overall, but climbed into that 3 seed because of a couple of stolen bids. And BU also beat Cornell. They beat the 3 seed and the 4 seed in their regional to get to this point, whereas Penn State, I mean, I don't think there's better teams than Maine and UConn that you could have knocked off, because UConn had the same story as Penn State. They were searching for their programs. First Frozen Four, first national title. Penn State in that exact same situation as Western Michigan. They are a desperate program. They're new too. Only been around for like a decade and a half. They have been the hottest team down the stretch in college hockey. That wasn't like a 1 seed. Western Michigan, they're something like 21-3 since January. But since that calendar flipped for Penn State, they are 14-3-2. Played themselves into one of those last at-large bids. And like I said, they've been like the hottest team in the country. BU has kind of been the opposite. Literally, we saw that play out in that first game of the NCAA tournament. They were down 1-0 to Ohio State. They were outshot 15-2 in that first period. But Boston then turned it up a notch, pummeled the Buckeyes, winning 8-3 in the final 40 minutes there. BU's power play has been excellent all season. They've been cashing in on 28.4% of their man advantages, where they rank 4th nationally. The Terriers netminder, Mikhail Yegorov, is the X factor here. Yegorov, via College Hockey News, is a freshman, has a 10-5-1 record this season. He had kind of split time up until late here, and compared to his teammate Matthew Caron, Yegorov has a 12.9 goals above expected save percentage, like saved 12.9 goals above expected. That's the stat there. And then his counterpart has minus 4.6 goals saved above expected. So clearly they found the right netminder, and that helped them in that first weekend here in the NCAA tournament. But the Achilles heel, like I mentioned, has been the inconsistency of this Terriers team. They, to me, lack discipline. They are leading the country in penalty minutes per game, 13.5 penalty minutes. I think they're like leading the country in penalty minutes too, but they've played a few more games now than the rest of the nation. But still, a blind squirrel can find a nut. You put teams on the power play for an average of at least 6 times per game, somebody's going to convert something. And that's kind of where I'm going to take you for this one. I just think the momentum that Penn State also, Western Michigan, Penn State, same story, same handicap. They're carrying a bunch of momentum heading into this weekend. I think that Penn State, they used their UConn transfer goalie Arseny Sergeyev against the Huskies. He transferred from UConn, then shut them down in overtime to get Penn State to St. Louis. He's been a huge factor late for the Nittany Lions, and compared to Boston's goalie, who only has 12.9 goals saved above expectation, Sergeyev is plus 19.3. So I think they've got the better goalie in this matchup. You add in that all Big Ten first team player, Aiden Fink, who led the nation in points per game heading into the NCAA tournament. He had a quiet first weekend. Quiet. That means 2 things to me, at least, is that 1, he's due. I think he's going to have a great weekend here down in St. Louis. And 2, that means that other pieces of this team stepped up when they needed them. and they came through in the big moments. And as a 4 seed in the Allentown Regional, they knock off the 1 and the 2. I think this team is just absolutely rolling right now. Not only does Penn State play in their first Frozen Four, once again, I think they too play for their program's first national championship. So I've got Penn State plus 120 in this matchup to win it. The total's 6.5 here. I'm going to go under for that for what it's worth. And plus 1.5 Penn State minus 200 there. I don't think that's a great look. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't really give an answer on the total for Denver Western just because I'm a little uncomfortable with that thing being set at 5.5. This one seems like it smells to me. They've played 3 overtime matchups so far this season, and they're both the highest scoring teams in the country. Yet 5.5 is kind of that total where it's, both teams typically both teams are defensive minded and they're just not expecting a ton of scoring. That to me smells. I'm not touching that. Give me both dogs. Western Michigan, Penn State, plus 110 on the Broncos, plus 120 on the Nittany Lions. National championship futures. It's a tight race. Denver's plus 200, and then you've got both Western Michigan and BU at plus 280 and Penn State at plus 380. Like I said, Denver, Western Michigan feels like the national championship to me, but much like we see it in sports a ton, in an absolute slugfest of a semifinal to get to that championship, sometimes, especially with a quick turnaround like you'll see in this one, just one day of rest, I think there's plenty of value on a Penn State plus 380 to win the national championship here. Just 4 teams, you just got to win 2 games. Like I said, they're 14-3-2 in their last 19 games. I think they've been the hottest team in the country outside of Western to finish the year. I like the Nittany Lions to win it. I like even plus 280 on Western to win it. If you're not going to play the Western money line against Denver, I would just stick to Western money line, Penn State money line, Penn State to win it all. Goalie saves for Denver. That is this Frozen Four picks betting preview. If you're looking for more content from me throughout the year, you can follow me at NoahB77_ on Twitter. I didn't even know my name was Joachim Noah on this stream here, but Noah Bieniek. Follow me, NoahB77_ on social media. I'll be covering a lot of college baseball throughout the end of June. That's where you'll find most of my content here to finish out this calendar year of college sports before we head into the 2025-2026 year. Thank you all for rolling along, chat. Mike talking about the Pagulas who funded the Penn State hockey facility and program. Yeah, and John saying, Noah, I'm going to take your advice the same way Stevie Wonder would, blindly. Yeah, that's no judgment from me. I totally get it that I do this as a job and I'm willing to put in some time to handicap some of the matchups. And I mean, it's such a niche sport that some people don't get the time to, but when you're willing to tune into postseason hockey, I think it's the best product in all of sports, both the NHL playoffs, the Frozen Four. I truly do think that you get some of the best action in postseason hockey when it's all on the line, and it's a sport that random shit happens. And I cannot wait for this weekend. That'll do it for the college experience. You can stay here on this channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on this video. First off, hit subscribe because college baseball content throughout the finish of the season. You'll get college football content pretty soon here with off season and then preseason. Colby does a team preview for every single team. And even for those FCS fans out there that tune into college hockey content, we've got some FCS stuff coming for you down the pipeline here. Conference previews will begin in July for the FCS level. And Mac will be here with transfer portal content, coaching carousel content, coaching interviews. shortly with the college basketball experience. He's doing portal stuff pretty much right now. But yeah, that'll do it from me. The college experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here.